Yes. Okay. Thank you to everybody for coming. My name is Marcus Emer. I'm the men's soccer coach. I'm filling in for Rich Shaywitz, who should be introducing Jaylen, but he's in Southern California with the men's basketball team. We're very excited to have Jaylen here to visit. He's such a good player that he was in town for the Rising Stars game. Luckily, the Warriors got to host the All-Star game, so he was nice to come up and talk about his time here and share some time with you. So thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, once again, thank you all for coming. Just wanted to give a little background on how I got to Sonoma State. I was at Folsom High School for 4 years. I was kind of under-recruited, after the COVID season. I didn't really have many colleges reaching out to me. Sonoma State was one of my 3 offers I had. And shout out to Rich Shaywitz. He kind of just came to me and he offered, gave me a scholarship, and it just felt right, just coming to Sonoma State, just because they had a plan for me. Rich kind of put me in such a big role early in my career that I wasn't really too ready for, and I felt like I kind of just grew as a person on and off the floor. Met a lot of nice people here. Definitely felt like a second home being here. But definitely just thankful for Sonoma State and the opportunity they got me. It wasn't always the most positive. There was a lot of ups and downs being here. My freshman year, we went 3-25. But I think I learned a lot from that. I think it's helped me to this day, just being able to take the positives out of all the negatives that happened that season. And just being with that team, if you saw us, how we interacted with each other at the end of the year after our last game, you would think that we were 25-3. So I think that was, I think that was just kind of just cool to see and just cool to be a part of, having so many older guys. We had a lot of 60-year seniors, and I just kind of made lifelong friendships. And then going to my sophomore year, it was a lot more successful. We kind of turned it around. Obviously, Rich went from coaching, he was coaching both the women's and men's team, that's a hard thing to do. And then second year, he was just coaching the men's team, and we turned things around. Made it to the conference tournament, won the first game, and it was just really nice to be a part of, knowing that we haven't done that in a while. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Got questions?
Jaylen, your reaction to sports being eliminated here. This is where you kind of got your start with college basketball.
Yeah, it's sad. I more feel for just the athletes that are here, just because knowing how abruptly it was, and now they got to, kind of just to play their own sport, they got to change to a different school when, they already invested so much time, money, and just, they have probably friends and family from here. So yeah.
Jaylen, what is your message to Sonoma State administrators that might be watching this?
I'm just hoping that we can find a way. I know it's more than just athletics being cut. Obviously, academics is a very important part of Sonoma State. But, just be able to find a way. I'm not sure entirely how I'm able to help, but that's just what I'm trying to do is, put it out there as much as possible. I feel like Sonoma State kind of allowed me to have this platform today. So, I was kind of doing my part and giving back.
In professional sports is anything. It's a meritocracy. You have to earn your way. No free rides. You got to be there. You're there. And there's a guy in the NFL Hall of Fame that's there from the school. What is this school doing that makes it an error to think that getting rid of an athletics department is somehow going to save them for the long haul, when in fact the long haul is the legacy that you create every year?
Right, yeah. That's kind of the sad part about it, is it kind of erases a lot of good things that happened here. I have nothing negative to say about, anyone at this school, or administration. But yeah, I definitely think that sports is a big part of your college experience, and just a big part of Sonoma State in general.
Beyond what you got from gaining an NBA career, what did sports do for you?
Sports is probably one of the biggest parts of my life. Starting with my parents. My parents divorced a lot growing up, and I feel like basketball was kind of the one thing that kept our family together. And that was kind of what inspired me just to keep playing. They sacrificed so much for my dream, so much for just for me to make it to the NBA, and just be able to see that possible was big. It was pretty cool for my family.
And if that was taken away?
Yeah, I don't know what I would do without sports, especially going from high school. And then if I had to go from high school and not be able to play my sport, that would have been, hard to live without.
Being a guy from Sacramento and kind of seeing what Sacramento State has done to kind of vamp up their athletics, what do you kind of think of that about compared to how SSU is kind of handling this situation?
I don't want to speak too much on that just because I don't know exactly all that's going on behind the scenes. The thing that I mostly is looking at and is kind of unfortunate is just how quick it all happened. And there wasn't really a solution given to anyone. And what I was told is that there wasn't really much of a opportunity for them to fight back against this. So just hoping that they give us more time to find a solution for it.
I know you've kind of said you don't really know what you can do at this point, but have you had any conversations with Coach Shaywitz just about kind of next steps and kind of things you guys can do to kind of help fight back with this?
Yeah, we've been talking since it's happened. I met he was down at the Clippers game with the basketball team, and just got to talk to him about it there. I think all of us is still he's the head coach and he's still not entirely sure what he can do. So I feel like hopefully there can be some more clarity.
Jaylen, what would you say to all these young athletes here who are probably scrambling to figure out what's next? Your message to them?
I would just say just stay positive. I feel like there's always a positive spin you can find in any negative situation. That's just something I've always thought of growing up, is just trying to stay positive. Obviously, your sport has got you so far, and you're blessed to be in this position regardless. If it is that the athletics program is gone, I believe any of them can find another place.
Can you make the case for a school of this size to have a role, not just in professional sports, but in the growth of these students that come here and all that? How important is a school of this size to contributing to all of these other things as well as to the students themselves?
I feel like there's kind of a community that surrounds. Obviously Rohnert Park. There's a lot of other factors that sports influences. I bet you there's kids in Rohnert Park that come to these games and they enjoy it, and it makes them want to play these sports and things like that. So I think a lot of it is bigger than sports. I think we're not realizing how much of an impact that Sonoma State sports actually has on the community.
This isn't really so much a question as a thank you statement as a coach of the men's and women's golf team assistant. Thank you for being a beacon of light to show them that the D2 stigma is just a stigma and it's not reality. So thank you very much for showing our student athletes that it is possible to come from a Division II school in a small market and get to the top of the hill. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Give us a sense of what it was like to be participating in the weekend events, the NBA All-Stars.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Just being able to see the behind the scenes, seeing all greatest athletes, celebrities that you probably just wouldn't think you'd ever see, and just being able to be a part of it. It's a great accomplishment just to be there for that weekend, and especially be able to play on All-Star Sunday. And I was kind of just happy, we did a lot. Obviously, there was a lot of media, and a lot of media came up to ask about Sonoma State, which kind of just it made me happy just knowing that that name's getting around more.
And was that kind of in your mind as you're on that platform? I mean, knowing what these athletes are struggling with now.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the questions were about just how I feel about that the program shutting down and things like that. So I mean, I guess it made me feel good just to know that that I've been spreading the word and that it's actually helping and yeah.
Tell us about your shoe choice for NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, it's funny because it was a random YouTuber from Italy. He just DM'd me and was just like, "Hey, I want to like make a shoe for you." And then I was like, it just kind of matched up perfectly with All-Star Weekend. And I just asked him to do like a little Sonoma State tribute, and then it just so happened that the same colors for Memphis was Sonoma State colors. So it just kind of all worked out. And he gave me the shoes about a week or two ago in Memphis, and then I just decided to wear them there.
So they're one of a kind.
Yes, one of a kind, yes.
I'm curious, you pointed out a lot of synergy. How do you feel about being, in some respects, the face of this struggle that all of these student athletes are going through now? You've been obviously through what they're going through, but not to this degree. How does that feel that you are now shouldered in some way with that burden?
Yeah, I mean, it's I wouldn't see it as a burden. I'm really just trying to help. But yeah, I mean, I've been in everyone's shoes here, so I mean, I know about what it's like to be an athlete here. I know the joy you get from just putting on that Sonoma State jersey, and then the reality of it too. Like, I mean, like it's obvious we don't have the most resources. And I was able to see kind of both sides. Obviously I transferred to D1, so just being able to see both sides of the spectrum. But I think a lot of what I get from Sonoma State kind of just made me hungrier. Just being in this environment, going from a D2 that probably wasn't in the media as much, and that's kind of something I take with me every day and everywhere I go.
You've got a big megaphone now. What do you think of that and what it can do for all these students?
Yeah, I'm still learning how much it really can influence. I've never really been a person that was able to reach out to so many people and touch so many people. So definitely just still learning and just learning how to use it in a positive way.
Again, what is your hope for the athletics program here?
To be saved. Make it back to what it was, and to elevate it and once it is saved.
You think there's still hope?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think there's still hope.
Have you been back in this gym since you graduated, or since you left?
Yes, I did a camp not too long ago, and I took a visit here.
What's it like, kind of being back, kind of just knowing, this is, the gravity kind of the situation that SEC faces now?
Oh yeah, it brings a lot of memories. It changed a little bit. They used to have all the banners up there, but other than that, I mean, it definitely brings back a lot of good memories.
What's it kind of like being in this gym, kind of after again All-Star Weekend too, and playing against guys like Steph and Petey and all that?
Yeah, I mean, if you would have asked me like 4 years ago if I'd be back in this gym for this reason, I'd be like, this is crazy. But I mean, just to be able to know that Sonoma State still has a lot of love for me, it feels good.
If you were blindsided and knocked to the court in an NBA game the way we've been blindsided, do you think that'd be a technical flagrant foul?
Yeah, that'd be probably a couple fines, a lot of things. Yeah.
Are you recruiting any of your teammates or colleagues in the NBA to help you in this fight to save the athletics program?
Yeah, I mean, John Morant. He took. He definitely wants to help. But I just didn't want to bring anyone else in until I knew exactly how we can help. So, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I have a quick question over here. Now, a golf coach at the university and so forth, 22 years and so forth.
got to watch you play it here, and I wanted to say thanks, just like Coach Jess did, for all you're doing, and all you did for us when you were here. My question is if Sonoma State athletics goes away, which it's not, all right, but would you want to come back here to the university?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I spent 2 great years here. A lot of memories I can't erase, and I mean, every time I come back to California, I think about how I can get back up here.
I think you had mentioned too that you wanted to kind of, like later in your career, you wanted to kind of come give back to SSU. You talk kind of more about, that where you kind of hope to do this,
Yeah, that was the goal. Just to kind of give back in any way. I mean, I know there was a lot of things that, when I was playing here, I was like, if I had that would have been pretty helpful for athletes and things like that. Just other resources, sports psychologists, things like that. That you can just help with the program. Obviously, I didn't think it would be this